Hello, this is Duechayapol, and welcome to the third episode of Overtime. This time we have Aerington as the good old guest for this Overtime podcast. This interview, or this podcast, was recorded during the Where Are They Now series for MCC Rising 2 back in around, I think, August. So some of the information or some topics are discussed may be outdated now, since this is October. So yeah, but I have very much a fun time indeed reminiscing some of the content that Aerington has done, as well as of course many other talks as well. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and this is Overtime. So could you please introduce yourself again in case people are not aware of you?
Absolutely. So my name's Aerington. I am a content creator on YouTube. Most of the time I make content on the Channel 64 SMP, in which I am kind of lead moderator, team lead. I kind of change titles every time I talk to somebody, but leadership in regards to that SMP, as well as a few side projects here and there.
Yeah, pretty grand indeed. So we're gonna start off with some good old look back when it comes to MCC Rising 2 a bit. So, first of all, how do you feel being part and also play in MCC Rising 2 with your team and the roster?
I thought it was a great opportunity. It was a lot of fun. Recently with the MCC and Minecraft collab, they had the MCC kind of test things on the Bedrock store, and so I got to play with my daughter, and that was really cool to be like, I've been here. I know these things. I mean, obviously not same maps or anything like that, but to be back in those sound effects and all of that was, it's really cool. It was really an honor to play.
Oh yeah, indeed. Like, cause yeah, like that event, like that Bedrock event, really like brought up like some interesting, like if you play in the event before, it's just like gives you like a little bit of a taste of hope of what you had accomplished or what you have played in the good old event, I'd say. So yes,
Absolutely. It was definitely a rush.
yeah, and it's like I think that event alone, the Ender Cup, is like really one of the maybe sophisticated events that I've watched, I think, for MCC and maybe the event space itself as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and you being a part of it obviously is like one of the possibly like one of the achievements you have in a way. So pretty cool.
Of course. Yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, it's what, the Minecraft Super Bowl or something along that lines.
Yeah.
It's really cool to be like, hey, I played. I didn't do well, but I played. I had a great time.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Okay. So let's start off with something that you have done after MCC Rising 2. And that is that you started your Season 3 journey in Channel 64 SMP with, various other content creators out there. So how is it so far in the good old season?
It has been a blast. So with every season, there's a lot of build up and planning. There was a lot going on right at the same time of MCC. That was a very stressful and chaotic time. Worth every second of it, though. It's been a blast. We've got some new creators this season, and getting to know new friends is always awesome. As well as seeing all the inspiration and the different builds and directions people go. I personally love collabs and working together, going on adventures, no matter how ridiculous the adventure. I went to raid villages to get emeralds, which is the worst way to get emeralds, but it's the most fun.
Yeah. So it is, yeah, that raid villagers are something else. Like you got like your raid farms, like producing like what, like the dog, some people's design, like just getting hundreds of emeralds, and then it's like it's a game changer, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I also discovered slash got my tipped arrows right before then, so making Ravagers invisible and all kinds of things on stream was definitely a highlight.
Oh yeah, really, yeah. So on that server alone, are there any projects that you are proud of so far that you have done?
I mean, always, all of them, but specifically this season, I would say Moodles, which is a mushroom soup kind of noodles shop. It is something that I did as a one-off bit in the first episode from a mushroom cow, kind of a is mushroom soup the best starter food? It's not. It's horrible. You have to carry bowls and it's so
Yeah.
inconvenient. But I got so attached to the character of Moodles that I have franchised across the whole SMP, and I've got like several more planned. It's been a blast, and it's really been a through line that I didn't plan, and I find that the best part of SMP and just Minecraft content in general, the things that kind of write themselves.
Yeah, I think it's like when you have fun and goofing around on the good old server itself, it's just like, yeah, that's the moments that I like when it comes to like watching like SMP content in general. So yeah, pretty
Absolutely.
nice. Pretty nice. Are there any other projects aside from that alone?
In regards to the SMP
Yeah.
or
Well,
side
like
project.
in the SMP itself, like other and
Okay.
other builds or anything have you done?
Yeah, so right now I am working on a sort of underground cathedral. I'm going very Dredge, Cthulhu, kind of dark horror inspired kind of season. It's been a little slow. I've been taking some different side routes and trying out streaming a lot more this year, but I'm starting to focus back in on that project right now, and I'm really excited to continue that build as well as just the story. Channel 64 has always been very story focused, and so that is kind of my direction to get to the end of the season.
Yeah.
And so focusing in on that and the kind of mysterious things going on the server are really starting to excite me.
Yeah. Yeah, really cool indeed. All right. So aside from Channel 64 SMP, you also did a little bit of a not that modded, but somewhat like modded with data packs and whatever of Fever Dream 2. And
Yes.
first of all, how was your experience in that SMP?
It was very cool. So yeah, it was kind of a data pack driven server ran by the folks over at the MC Collab station, which has been a great resource. I try to hype that up every chance I get. It's really awesome within the Minecraft space to have somewhere to send other people looking for SMPs or looking for help or content or questions. And so that's been a blast. And then one of the main driving forces behind Fever Dream was Jampot Bong from the Unorthodox server. And so we've got to know him very well through that. And I went a very kind of stream focused Lethal Company vibe.
Oh
I
yeah.
made the spaceships and things. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like cause I saw like when when I click on like one of your videos, I saw like, oh god, that's a Lethal Company GUI. It's like, what shenanigans are you up to?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm probably shooting myself in the foot with how much I like to edit my streams because I've tried to do more streaming lately and I've just gotten nothing done on videos because I put so much editing into my streams. Yeah, I made a bunch of like overlays for that. I think I changed the sharpness of the Minecraft world, which might not have been for everybody, but it was to follow the Lethal Company vibe a lot more.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, indeed. That's a good old crack right there. Yeah. So when you compare this SMP to, well, back in your Channel 64 SMP, you have a sort of like difference between a semi-modded data pack driven type of SMP. Then you also have a vanilla-ish server that is Channel 64 SMP. Do you have like, are there any differences when it comes to how you would
Absolutely.
approach the SMPs alone?
As far as how to approach, I probably haven't thought too much into it. I kind of go in with that first Minecraft, get your tools, get your things, get your items started storing up. But I do And I mean, with this one in particular, the world generation was entirely different. So you went in thinking, well, I'm going to have plenty of this and plenty of that, and this is going to be hard to get. And then there were cliffs made out of calcite, and you're like, okay, sure, there's plenty of that.
Yeah.
As well as just exploration. I think that's where I find the most joy in Minecraft is exploring and finding unique things. And so on the one stream, we found just this giant underground temple type thing. It had a bunch of puzzles and things. I think they ended up being somewhat broken, but at the same time, it was really cool. It was so much fun to explore.
Oh yeah, indeed. And yeah, it's just like what the modded as atmosphere when it comes to SMPs or like Minecraft in general is really like intriguing compared to like some standard vanilla Minecraft. Not gonna say that vanilla Minecraft is boring. No, I'm not saying that, but it adds on to like how it is in general. And I think like I could see like the difference on how you would play in those like different types of like SMPs in general. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay. You have also done some good old various SMPs as well, or visit other SMPs, including being a guest in Unorthodox Blocks SMP and also starting your journey in the Frigid SMP. So
Yes.
how was it when you branched out to other SMPs such as those two?
Yeah, so I mean, this honestly ties back to MCC very well because a lot of this has come from that first step. Binish was really the driving force behind MCC, and it wasn't something I was totally aware of at the beginning. But I think what I learned the most from it was putting myself out there and trying new things and finding ways to balance the content I'm doing now with trying new things. And so most of that's been stream focused. It's a lot easier to dip my toes in the water of something new when I don't have to commit a whole video to it. But it's been a lot of fun, and I can't say that it's the best move for views or anything, or that I'm blowing up because of it, but I'm making new friends, I'm meeting new people, and getting my name out there. And I think at the end of the day, that's all I can ask at this point.
Yeah, it's just like those opportunities to make friends, to make connections, and whatever. It's like that's what you learn from like just being in MCC Rising alone. It's just like you meet so many cool new people, and then it translate that to like your own community, or even like trying to reach out to other communities. Like that's really what MCC Rising is all about. It's just help you to grow in in a spectacular way, either small or not. Like really, really, really impressive on how like it is. And I mean like you being guest on like those two SMPs and also like Frigid SMP with some of the Channel 64 folks as well, I think. And
Yeah,
it is like it is pretty nice to see you guys like branching out as well into other sort of you know atmosphere, to say the least.
absolutely.
Yeah. Out of those two SMPs though, do you have any best memories you have from being in those two servers?
Let's see, out of Frigid and Fever Dream,
Uh,
or what was
Frid- I think it's Frigid and Unorthodox. Yeah.
that was it? Unorthodox. Yeah, I all of it. It's a blast. So I'm gonna do justice to both because Unorthodox is unhinged crazy, and I am a very organized person. Channel 64 is documents and spreadsheets and organization. I mean, there's room for fun, but it's built on a groundwork of like this is how we do things. And then we meet up with Unorthodox, and it is just pure chaos. It's going in. It's there's modded like not modded, but like custom models everywhere. Jam is a wizard and also just so creative. It's wild to see the things he's come up with and different sound effects and things. I think I carried around a crossbow that was a camera, and then when you charged it, it'd do the click or the. It was crazy. It was so much
Yeah.
fun. And then on to Frigid, we found different things where it's like I kind of leaned more into streaming, but like I said, I'm having a problem with editing too much for streams. And so I've been pre-editing bits and lore and pop-ups. So I'll go into the Frigid stream and then have conversations with characters that aren't there pop up on screen as I'm in the corner kind of like chatting up people that aren't there that are pre-recorded. And then that descended into all kinds of crazy in the next stream, and I'm not even certain where I'm going with all of this, but
Yeah.
it's been so much fun.
Yeah, indeed. And then also going back to Fever Dream 2 as well, because you touched on a little bit, like, are there any best memories from that server as well?
Yes. Yeah, I think it probably would be it was right near the end. I was building up the spaceship from Lethal Company, and like I said, Jam was very hands-on. He was very kind of pushing the server along, and so he would come around and just mess with people. And so I'm doing my stream. I think it was my birthday too. It was a crazy day, all the kinds of things going on, and he is throwing random models at me, turning things into, even remember, it was insane because like there were, if lightning struck a flower, it would turn into something like shulkers or creepers. It was pure nonsense.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was the best kind of nonsense.
Yeah, I think it is something else. Like, what possibilities also you could do in like those like chaotic SMPs like Sarah's Fever Dream as well. I think like Loki also did like a bunch of memes, built a bunch of memes there as well. So it's like, you know, it's just something else. So
well, and the best part is those things never stay where they're at. You know, like something always finds its way back. And so I think this season on Channel 64, somebody built a floating turtle, and so they've put Loki's face on it from some random joke that happened on Fever Dream, and it's amazing how this lore persists.
Yeah, it's yeah. That is like, that's like one of the that's like, yeah. I like how you guys like also joke around a bit, like despite all of like those like, you know, spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff, you just have like some fun moments in the good old SMP itself as well. So yeah,
absolutely. And I guess I probably worded it in a weird way. It's spreadsheets for the sake of having a safe community. You know, it's it's policies, regulations. It's doing all the background work so that the community itself is so safe and comfortable that you can come in and just be yourself, be crazy, be wild. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're being wild, but no one's going to burn down your base behind your back, you know? Like, it's having that peace of mind.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the good old SMPs that you have done, from Channel 64 to branching out to like being a guest, and then also like starting like your good old Frigid SMP, and also being a part of Fever Dream. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty nice. So after MCC Rising 2, you have also participated in some other events, including, there's 2 events. Well, obviously I think one is a show in a way. We got One Shot Royale that you have done. It's like a good old charity type of spin-off, and you also have the Quiz Live as well in your hands. First question there. Yeah. First question there is, how are they? Like, those 2 events?
Fantastic. You're really like highlighting how much I've done this year, and it's wild because you know, when you're a content creator, you're always judging yourself on, I need to be doing more, and then you're pointing out all these things I've done, and I'm like, wow, it's been busy. They were awesome. So One Shot Royale was a very unique opportunity for me. I think that's the first kind of step outside of my comfort zone beyond MCC. I actually met Insane Orbits through MCC, and he kind of came to know of me. We met through that, bumped shoulders at Cubed, and it's been awesome. I've actually struck up a really good friendship with Insane Orbits, and so that is an opportunity that I kind of feel like he passed along to me in light of that and said, "Hey, I'm running this event. I believe it was him and Choked on Milk,
Visual
maybe
Milk, yeah.
Ajax. I
Yeah,
don't remember for certain."
I think it's Visual on Milk, Ajax, and Insane Orbits. I think it was like a Inside MC X one shot royale type of event. So yeah, it's just like Insane Orbits and Captain Ajax. Obviously, they choose like the players to participate in that, and then Visual on Milk is the one that organizes the entire thing, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. That was awesome, especially to get back on a level with some of the members from MCC and then be able to bump elbows, whatever it is, whatever the saying is. Specifically, I got to run along with Wade Box as he created a cult, and then the cult kind of turned weirdly dark, but it was fun. It was great. I did horrible again, but I had a blast.
Yeah, indeed.
And then the quiz live was something that I'd been keeping my eye on for a while, and the stars kind of aligned, timings and such, and I reached out to again, Jampot Bong from Unorthoblocks and Rustic Dragon from Autocraft, of which we have a kind of like a tight community space between all three of our SMPs, which has been really awesome.
Yeah.
So all three of us are in a kind of strange leadership role. We all handle leadership different, but similar in title there. And so we thought, why not apply all at the same time? It's not a group application type deal, but we thought if we all apply at the same time within like the same few hours, maybe we'll get lucky. And we did, and it was so much fun. Rusty is very smart. He played it so coy and was like, well, I don't know. I think he hustled us is what it was, because he did amazing.
Yeah.
But that was fun. And that was another relationship that I've kind of fostered out of that, is because I am now on some level of speaking terms with Happy, the Happy Wheels, who runs the event. I'm really excited to see all these people again at CubedCon coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. I think you described the best moments there with Raid Box starting a cult and then you also joining in as well, and then the quiz club as well. Do you have any other plans to participate in any other events besides those two?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of at a just more open overall state to these things. I am hitting a point where my schedule is starting to be not fun. It is what it is. It's life. It's always how that is.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely open to things. I think that I've made a lot of friends and connections through this, and if I can get my name out there and the Channel 64 name, I think that's a good thing. I think that's the way forward, is making connections, meeting people. And while it's not instant growth, eventually people get to a point where they know your name, and someday they'll be like, oh, I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed. Wow, that's really good content. I hope. Fingers crossed,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, like, we see you in other events as well, small or big, with Channel 64 members. Like, it is like something that I also look forward to, and we also look forward to, like, in the future. Maybe like there's a spin-off in the quiz as well, and hopefully you join in one day in that good old spin-off.
In all fairness, the quiz is a little more where my skills lie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to be practicing if I'm going to end up in another PvP style event or parkour.
Yeah, because, hey, anything that is involving brain, I think you would be I think you and me would also be suitable, because I'm also bad at video games sometimes. So like,
right?
Well, even though like I'm good at like I'm decent okay at movement, but like my PvP skill is not that good. So yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a play style that just focuses on that, and that's never been mine. I have not focused on when to hit the space bar and when to run and jump. I mean, you can tell by my flying. If you've ever seen me fly on stream or in anywhere, I smack into everything. It's horrible. I am the worst.
Yeah. 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 So, out of all of that, beyond that, um, do you have any exciting plans that the viewers should look forward to? Channel 64, other things, other SMPs, maybe, who knows? Are there anything that the viewers should look forward to?
Yeah, of course. So like I said, I'm kind of focusing back in on Channel 64 a little right now, as far as getting another episode out, getting that lore moving. We are, I don't, there's not necessarily a timeline or an open timeline, but we're getting to the final stages and approaching a finale. And I will say that's one thing Channel 64 does great is take the scraps of whatever happened over the season and form it into an amazing finale.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you what that'll be or what's coming, but it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Alongside with that, I do have at least one more kind of collab opportunity in the books. I met up with Casey Plays, or well, it was Casey Plays. It's Casey Blaze now, who was in season 2 with us, who is now running the Battlecraft SMP. So in regards to modded too, I will be dabbling. It's mainly just another guest appearance, but I'm spreading a Moodles location over there, so it's come full circle. All of it ties together, as well
Yeah.
as having him on our Channel 64 podcast, Channel 64 chats. So
Yeah.
that was great to touch base and do all that again. That is edited. So in all fairness, I do that too. I need to remember that I edit a podcast too on top of everything else. So there's lots going on at all
A
times.
lot of things pre-edit for your streams and then also your videos. Yes, it's a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's reflect back a little bit on your time from like your good old SMPs as well as your good old events. Um, Going back to your achievements in the past year, how do you feel about your rise from then in MCC Rising when you got into MCC Rising to now sitting here with me like almost a year later?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, after our discussion, I'm feeling a lot better about it.
Yeah.
um, because like I said, being a content creator, you're always hyper focused on I need to be doing more, I need to be focused on this and that, and I want to put out episodes, and my episodes have been a lot slower. I took a step towards streaming for a while there, and like I said, I put so much effort into that I didn't get any videos done, and it just kind of flip-flop thing. So I think I'll be focusing back in on videos, but at the same time, I feel really good. I think from MCC, I really learned the value in meeting new friends. Wow, that sounds really cliche, but just networking really is what it is, and being open to new events and opportunities.
Yeah. And I think yeah, it is like I think it is amazing that how MCC Rising helped you in a way to like approach like content creation in a new perspective as well, of like creating more friends, going I think going out of your comfort zone in a way as well.
Absolutely.
So
I
yeah.
mean, as well as reaching new spheres of content creators. Like if you'd told me a year ago that I'd be meeting and working with Nukery, like
Yeah.
I'd have said, "Cool, who's that?" But now we've got content planned, and different. We're on DM terms. I'm not saying we're friends or anything more than acquaintances. I'd like to think so, but
Yeah.
doing projects together with people that I didn't know existed a while ago, and now I really respect in the Minecraft sphere.
Yeah. So yeah, it is amazing. Like your achievements from then to now as well. Like researching, even though the interview was like, I think yeah, it is a little bit short on like the amount of questions and such. But again, it's like still those chunk of time in new SMPs and everything is really like it's already impressive in a way as well already. One last question before we go. Um, would you want to come back to MCC at some point if you're invited? Like with if Scott reaches you back, if Avondale reaches you back, or something for like a special MCC type deal, would you come back at some point if you're invited?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it would be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm at the point where I welcome these opportunities. Even if it doesn't make any changes for me, it's an opportunity to have fun and hang out with people again. So I would love it. Especially, yeah, if Avondale reached out, oh, he's lovely. Such a joy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this good old podcast/interview. Thank you also to Aerington for taking his time off to do this good old interview for the Where Are They Now series. I'll be back with more overtime after MCC Haunted Hoedown, so be sure to stick around for that. Other than that though, thank you so much for watching and listening, and keep on watching and listening to Duechayapol. I'll see you guys.